4 disciplines for the girls, and these are optional exercises where they can create their own elements, select their own music on the floor. But there's a general key, a core of moves that must be included. This is the second of 3 tumbles generally included at a minimum.
Here the final tumble run. No major errors so far. Seconds away from a good finish, or it can all go wrong. But no, she finishes well. A little bit low in that last double back, but disguised it well as she went into a finishing position.
And it wasn't so long ago that we were amazed by females producing double back somersaults. And now we're seeing double backs, 2.5 twisters like she did there, and even finishing a floor routine, which is 1.5 minutes long with a 3rd double tumble.
Georgana Pieva from Bulgaria. She starts her competition on the vault. Yurchenko with a full twist in it. The vault named after the great Russian Natalia Yurchenko, who still takes some beating. Even though she's finished competing now, she had such elegance that you seldom see gymnasts doing this vault any more elegantly than she did it.
I quite agree. Pieva making a good effort at it, slack around the knees.
Tanja Köster from East Germany.
Great components of the asymmetric bars, East Germans. Maxi Gnauk made her mark on the world in 81 and 83. Coes going well.
Pieva's vault, her first vault, 9.775. Laurie Strong scored 9.625 on the floor. The women having 2 vaults. And Pieva now has a chance to better that first one. Can be the same or different.
With the same vault, but not so well performed. I think her 9.775 will stand. Very much improved gymnast, 44th in the 87 Worlds.
Esther Ovari from Hungary. Sorry, Ovari's already gone, and this is Kirschmeier from Italy. But she's off. 0.5 away there. And that's exactly the sort of thing that you don't want to happen on your first piece in the all-around competition. The luck of the draw gave her the beam to start on, and it's the toughest piece without question. Everything flowing at the start, and you're nervous, you're wanting to get into something explosive, and you've got to control it so much on the beam.
Kirschmeier joined the Italian team at the Europeans. That was her first major championship earlier this year. Another wobble for her. The wobbles and the fall don't seem to be affecting her general work. She's very positive and aggressive about the way she's going for her movements. She's not losing any of her elegance. Just obviously technical errors. Good double back dismount.
Kirster's A-bar score, 9.55. And there the fall, trying, but I think she knew from the moment she landed that she was off. All these red and green leotards, very confusing. The Bulgarians, the Hungarians and the Italians.
Astrid Hies from East Germany to floor. And of course, the East Germans aren't all wearing the same leotard because this is an individual, not a team event, so they don't have to appear in the same clothing.
Under the old system of scoring, where you carried through your marks from the team competition, Astrid Hies would be leading this division. She was the top qualifier, 21st place. So what she will certainly be intent on doing is leading it at the end of the comp as well as at the beginning, even though she starts with a basic 0 like everybody else.
Both tumbles containing twisting somersaults. There's a third twisting element, and this really isn't what the judges want. They want variety. Some somersaulting, some twisting, and if possible, the combination of the two, twisting and somersaulting.
But it has been a feature of the East Germans' work in these championships. A young team rebuilding, and they all seem much happier twisting a double twist there to finish with than they are double somersaulting. And we're not used to that, are we, Monica?
No, we're not, and Hies really is the most experienced of them all. It must be that she's had some kind of an ankle injury or possibly a stress to prevent her from double somersaulting.
Vault, this is Giulia Volpi of Italy.
And that is called a quervo. It's a handspring exit, a half twist from the top of the apparatus, and then a back somersault from the hands. Actually, a back 1.5 somersault from the hands.
Kirschmeyer's beam score, 9.125.
Budanacharova to the asymmetric bars. Tall, elegant gymnast. Only joined the Bulgarian international squad at the Europeans this year. And for a tall girl, that was an awful lot of movement. That was a double back somersault with a full twist in the first somersault, commonly called a full in, back out. There it is, the full twist and a piked somersault on the end. Very difficult. Only 250 centimeters from the top bar to the floor.
Well, I'm not sure who those dignitaries were, but seem intent on the action. The city of Stuttgart has put all its weight behind these championships. And we've got a judges' conference going on at the moment, which is holding things up on the beam. This happens every now and then. It's a chance for us to remind you that the judging is done by 6 judges plus a master judge. There's the master judge in the middle with the phone to her ear, and what's obviously happened here is there's been too big a discrepancy in marks between her judges. So what she's doing is asking them individually why they marked down or up what they saw that perhaps the others didn't see. And in the end, she will make sure that she's got some consistency between them, because that's vital, especially at the early stage of the competition. You've got to set that mark to keep the consistency going throughout the competition, Monica. It's sometimes very difficult, isn't it?
Oh, it is. From my little experience of judging, I know that if you don't get your concept right from the very beginning, you're trying to shift around and mark in relationship to other judges and not on what you see. And that really can cause the panel to go completely to pot as the competition accelerates.
and all a little bit disconcerting for the gymnasts hanging around waiting to go. That's Giulia Volpi on vault, but if they stick to the order that's set, it'll be little Kristina Kovac on beam who will go first. Vornicharova on the asymmetric bar scored 9.7. Got the reward for all that movement. And Volpi's score has come up now as well for her first vault. 9.6. And we're going to her. Can she improve on that with her second vault?
Certainly was rather ragged. She looks as though she's carrying an injury. Just scraped into the top 36 in 36th place. Deteriorating from her 87 standing of 27. That looked a bit more in control, walking a little bit uneasily on an injured ankle, I would say.
And there's little Kristina Kovac from Hungary. Tiny little gymnast. And she's got this nasty start, but a lovely layout back to mount. Monica, those little split leaps, they don't look particularly difficult, but they really are on beam, aren't they?
No, they're not very nice. You know, you can miss the beam. It's not very nice to sit on it instead of landing on the feet. In coaching young children, they much prefer to go for cartwheels and flick-flacks than a jolly good sprint along the beam into a high leap.
145 centimeters. Comes from Becca Schaber.
She's a bit of new blood in the Hungarian team, John, and she's very, very positive. I've seen her in the team championship making few errors and really attacking her gymnastics, lacking a little bit in mobility, but certainly powerful.
15-year-old like Henrietta Ranodi. So they've got some talent coming through. Double pike back finish, and she really whipped round on that. Astrid Heather scored 9.512 for her floor. Not the most confident of starts for her, that reflecting the lack of double somersaults. As we see again, Kristina Kovac's double pike back.
Alicia Fernandez from Spain. One of the most improved gymnasts in this round. She was 98th in the 87 World Championships, and she came in at 23rd this time. That really is amazing progress. The Spaniards have done so well. Music very well selected for Alicia. Final tumble, and she doesn't even look as though she's breathing deeply. Extremely fit. Double back, well landed. Jolly routine there, John. Lovely musical interpretation. Kovac's beam score, 9.712.
The whip back, double flick, and double tuck finish. Good stuff. And this, the final tumble. And plenty of height there left in the double back. We'll wait for Fernandez to score in the next round. We'll give you it when we come back, but the leaders prior to her score coming up after one piece of apparatus, Eva Rueda from Spain with 9.912 for her vault. Milena Mavrodieva also on vault second, and Gergana Pieva 9.775 also on vault third. So the first three girls in the order at the moment all performed on vault first. But now we'll take a break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Well, Fernandez floor score 9.725, which takes her into fourth place. The girls still warming up for the second rotation. And there, the vault on that piece of apparatus in this second round. Laurie Strong from Canada. Well, she'll be first to go. Astrid Hisa second. Astrid Hisa won't be too pleased with her start, Monica. She's dropped right down to third from bottom after that floor exercise.
Yes, she really was lacking variety tremendously, and she would lose heftily for that.
On the asymmetric bars then, we've got, again, just four girls. Eva Rueda from Spain, Gergana Pieva from Bulgaria, Giulia Volpi from Italy, and Milena Mavrodieva from Bulgaria. On beam, Monique Allen from Australia, Tanya Kirster from East Germany, Delyana Vodanicharova from Bulgaria, and from the People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, Kim Myung-hwa.
And in picture, that's Eva Rueda, the leader in the competition so far. Just getting the right consistency of chalk, magnesium carbonate onto her handguards, whilst Laurie Strong waits to vault.
Laurie Strong from Canada, 10th place, but remember we've still got 20 gymnasts to come in the second division of this final, so these positions a little bit false at the moment. Nice vault.
Yes, matches her surname. It was a strong vault. Plenty of rotation, plenty of height. Yurchenko, preceded by the round-off or the Arab Spring, half a somersault onto the hands, 1.5 from the hands, and a full twist in the middle.
And we'll see a huge number of those vaults, I'm sure, before the evening's out. Tremendous interest even in this first session, which is really the second division. 5,000 people here already, and that's going to swell to capacity by the second session, I'm sure. Eva Rueda onto asymmetric bars.
Nice high Jaeger. Rueda, extremely strong gymnast. I've watched her train, and she is a diligent, hard worker. Not very talented. She really is a grafter. It's nothing for her to go through 10 or 15 beam exercises in a session without being asked by her coach.
And that a tremendous start by her. I mean, 9.912 on your first piece earlier. And a lovely exercise again. The Spaniards really have been one of the success stories of these championships.
Yes, they certainly have. That double whip to finish. Yes, as I said earlier, Eva 56th in the 87 Rotterdam World Championships. Tremendous progress.
Laurie Strong, her first vault 9.812, so she's safe. She knows she's got a good score, whatever, and she can really put everything into this one. Go for broke.
Clean vault, a little bit short on the flight off, lots of lift, and the judges really probably would like more length, but to put it into the 9.9s.
Monique Allen from Sydney, Australia, and her mother's made the long trip over to watch her. Monique scored 9.637 for her isometric bars in the first round. 17 years old.
Extremely elegant girl. Beautiful technique on all of her tumbles.
And Monique, by far the most experienced of the Australian team. She led them to finish 16th overall, which is the best ever performance for them. She was 23rd in the 83 World Championships, 17th in 85, 18th in 87.
Really immaculate style. Could just do with being a little bit more up-tempo, because it's nice to have variety in rhythm and tempo and speed. At the moment it's a little bit monotonous and she'll get penalised for that. But beautiful quality of work.
And there her mother in the crowd cheering her daughter on. The two women in Monique's life, her mother and Ju Ping, the coach, who's done so much for Australian gymnastics.
Hungary's Esther Avari to floor. Oh, and that was a nice high, well-finished tumble. She really is coping with her tumbling so well. Nice contrast of rhythm and style here to the music.
'17 last week. She comes from Budapest.
Yes, nice clean routine there from Avari. And Rueda's asymmetric bar score, 9.787.
Am Viersprung sehen Sie aus der Deutschen Demokratischen Republik Astrid
There, the full-in back-out opener.
Astrid Hies, after a very weak floor, now on to vault, but if the leg is the problem, then this might not be too good either. A reasonable high tariff, 9.8 for a handspring front 1.5. That's the maximum she can score, and she performed it quite well.
The front approach, 1.5 somersaults, because you start upside down off the horse. Gergana Pieva from Bulgaria.
Delchev actually first performed on the high bar by Stoyan Delchev, Bulgarian. Oh, lost the legs on that full twisting giant. She was lucky to be able to get the double back away on the end. Good presence of mind there.
Started with a 9.775 on vault.
Here's his second vault. 9.712 for the first. Now she has the choice here of repeating the first vault or putting a half twist on. She chose to repeat it. Better vault.
Savari scored 9.737 for her floor. Laurie Strong's vault score 9.862. That second vault just 0.05 better. Onto beam and off beam again. Tanja Köster from East Germany. That's 0.5 away. So disconcerting when that happens on your mount. She's still got a minute to go in this exercise, and she's got to somehow put all that behind her.
Gainer straight back, called a gainer because the free leg initiates the hips so that the body moves forwards. That actually spotted, but the idea is to make the somersault move forwards to gain it.
Double twisting back to finish with, but remember the fall right at the beginning, so she's only being marked out of 9.5. Monique Allen from Australia scoring 9.575 for that beam exercise. And that's where Köster's routine went all wrong.
Pieva's asymmetric bar score 9.612. Roberta Kirschmeier. It's the introduction of her floor music.
Double pint back landed very well indeed. She left it late going into it, but then really whipped it round. Final tumbling run. And she'll feel much, much happier about that. Lovely floor exercise from her, and a dazzling smile tells everything. She started on the beam, remember, and 9.125 only on that because she fell. But the 15-year-old from Trieste going through a lovely floor exercise, and she's settled into the competition. Much happier, I'm sure.
Little Alicia Fernandez from Spain. Oh dear, she did such a lovely floor exercise. Handspring front 1.5, sat down. A little bit shy about that, but she's got another chance, so she could land it the second time round.
Yes, she just kept going forwards. That was her problem. She got plenty of speed, but instead of getting a lot of thrust off the top of the horse, she just carried on rotating forwards. Giulia Volpi on the parallel bars.
Nice combination. That was a Stalder through handstand into a Delchev. Working well on both bars. The giant surf, a little bit heavy on the top of the bar, without a release and catch move, so not looking for a really high 9, but a... Good routine from Volpi. I forgot about her Delchev.
Alicia Fernandez, she scored 9.2 for that first vault. Come on, stick it. That's better.
She really has a peculiar little action from the top of the horse. Generally, the legs are straighter before going into the tuck, and she tucked very early. Had the desired effect, though.
Voronecharova to beam, but Kirster's score on the beam only 8.9 after that fall. It seems almost unfair, Monica. This, the most difficult piece of apparatus, that 10-centimetre strip of wood, and yet the gymnasts have to stay on it longer than any other piece.
Yes, it gives them an opportunity to show as much as they can, though. And this is what competition is all about. Showing off. Oof, well held. But of course, in the learning process, the girls, first of all, do each individual exercise thoroughly on the floor, then on a beam which is only floor height, or even a bench which is twice the thickness. Then on a beam a little higher, which is padded. And then gradually they build up to full height and do an exercise, slotting in difficulty, perhaps a flick-flack, then building it to a somersault. So the routine doesn't change a lot over the years, just the elements become more difficult.
Two twists there to finish with. Voronecharova from Bulgaria. Couple of scores. Julia Volpi, 9.587 for her A-bars. Little Fernandez. That second vault, much better, as we saw, 9.65.
Kirschmeyer's floor score, 9.662. And Kristina Kovač to floor.
Well, she landed as clean as a whistle, but unfortunately at least 6 inches outside the 12-metre area. That, I think, Monica, a case purely of the adrenaline flowing so much that she just carried it much further than she normally would.
I think she ran too far. She probably got an extra stride in her run, and she'd committed herself. Had to go then.
Exercise being performed at 100 miles an hour and not too much control.
But pressure and competition do different things to different people, and Kovač is obviously a very powerful little tumbler, and the big event has given her more power. She really doesn't know what to do with it. But with experience, she'll learn to cope, and she'll understand that in a competition she's got that little bit more oomph.
But she was right in the corner again there. Very often the gymnasts get short on that last tumble run, but there she was right in the corner. Disappointment, but a lesson learned. Really travelled on that last one. Both feet landing way outside.
Britain's Sarah Mercer to vault. Oh, what a pity. Handspring, 1.5 somersaults pike, but she really was totally stuck. So she had to bend her knees to even get to the floor.
And this, a real ordeal for Sarah Mercer, the British girl. She's the youngest competitor of all. Not 15 until the 30th of December.
Gergana Pieva to asymmetric bars. Sorry, that's Madrod. Mavrodieva. Bulgarian girls in the same leotards, not dissimilar in appearance. Beautiful high catcher. Coming into the bottom bar, really too steep. She just didn't have a chance of holding it.
Mavrodieva, disappointment written all over her face. There's the catch of everything okay there.
Yes, she released from the top bar far too late and dropped so vertically that she dragged herself off the bar.
Sarah Mercer, 9.225. That's better. She's a really fiery little competitor and was determined she wasn't going to sit down on that second vault.
I really think a handspring from 1.5 is a difficult vault to judge, especially a first vault. You either give it too much and land flat on your face, or not quite enough and sit down. She got the mix right then, got to her feet.
Kim Myung-hui from North Korea, front somersault mount, landed it beautifully. The pirouette that must be in every beam exercise.
That was not a very tactical move. She obviously was meant to link the three together. She'd had her wits about her. She wouldn't have put that flick on because she showed that she had a break in her tempo. This is when the gymnast's ability to improvise matters. But of course, everything comes with experience.
The Corbett flick there. That flick-flack, but instead of landing to feet, going down to straddle the beam. Double tuck-back finish. Stayed on, a nice tight little exercise.
And look at the mount and then the dismount. Clean, smart routine. Mercer scored 9.762 for that good second vault. Now Leah Homer to floor.
Oh, and a foot out. The twisting double back.
Leah, a newcomer to the Canadian squad this year. She's had experience in the international field against the Bulgarians and the Romanians, coming third in both championships, but this her first major championship. Going very well indeed. Final tumble. Double back pike with a good landing.
Leah Homer from Canada, the last to go on the second rotation. They're now halfway through the competition. just catch up on some scores. Voronecharova scored 9.55 on that beam. Kovac's floor 9.087. Kim Myung-hwa 9.587 for her beam. And Mavrodieva 9.2 for those asymmetric bars. We're just waiting for Leah Homer, her score to come up, but Monica at the moment, very much a competition going well for the Spaniards in particular.
Yes, Eva Rueda is really doing well, very, very strong. And then Alicia Fernandez up in 4th place.
Two of them up there. Laurie Strong from Canada in 2nd place at the moment. Rueda 19.699, Laurie Strong 19.487. Monique Allen from Australia in 9th place. And little Sarah Mercer from Great Britain doing incredibly well. The youngest girl there in 5th place at the moment. She must be pleased with that, Monica.
Excellent performance from her. Yes, she'll be really delighted with having made the top 36. So
halfway through the competition, Eva Rueda from Spain, remember, in the lead at the moment. 2 pieces of apparatus to go. We've got to leave you now, but make sure you rejoin us in an hour when Division 1 will come in, and that will decide the women's individual all-round championship of the world. After 3 rounds, Eva Rueda from Spain finishing on floor. So she's had the advantage of competing in the Olympic order, starting with vault, finishing on floor.
And Rueda, a very powerful floor worker, 5th in this year's European in Brussels. And that's a tremendous feat for her. Eva has always had the natural power, but she's had to work very hard on the dance and the balletic influence in the floor routine. And when it doesn't come naturally, that's really hard graft.
I think Eva will be one gymnast who's pleased with this new competition format, because she must have hoped to finish higher than 22nd in qualifying for this competition. She scored 9.3 though on floor in the voluntary section of the qualifiers. Mistakes there. This time though, she's getting it right, and she starts on an even keel with everybody else, so she can move up considerably.
Yes, some really good tumbles. The last one, pike in, tuck out. She did punch front out of a double back, but the series following that wasn't as nice as she would have hoped. I could see there were little flaws, but overall, no big mistakes and very good tumbles. Yes, there's the punch front, and she just got a dead legs on the landing. She was meant to move straight out of that.
Tanja Köster from East Germany to vault. .360-degree twist off the top of the horse. Again showing the East Germans favouring twisting moves rather than somersaults.
Roberta Kirchmeier, 2 asymmetric bars. This is her last discipline of the 4. Tiny little girl, only 136 centimetres. Just a little bit taller than the smaller rather than the bottom bar. Bottom bar 150 centimetres high.
And Eva Rueda really turning it round on floor. 9.912 her score. What an improvement over the 9.3 she scored in the team section.
Tanja Kust's first vault, 9.262. The tariff of a handspring full twist is only 9.5. So that could be her maximum score. Let's see what she's going to do this time. She must be nursing an injury if she's only producing that vault, and not very well either. Very little flight from the top of the apparatus. Twisting very early.
Astrid Heath to the beam. Heath came in 21st place, but she's not really had a very good competition at all so far. 9.25, 9.512, better on vault, 9.712, but that's dropped her well down.
East German women always been in the medals up till the Worlds in 1987, but with the retirement and injury of a lot of their gymnasts, they're really struggling for strength in depth.
Double twist dismount. Kirster scored 9.412. And Kirschmeier 9.712 for her uneven bars.
It's the flick-flack with one leg exit into, well, we call them straight backs, but they're not really. Somersaults landing on one leg.
And the final girl to go in this round, Guagana.